This chilling footage was filmed by Ian, a well-known and much-loved YouTuber you may know from his channel Midwest Ghost Hunter. As his channel's name suggests, he has always been fascinated with the unknown. His mission has been to capture clear evidence of the paranormal on camera and share it with his audience, proof of what he's believed in for years. But this time, Ian was about to push himself further than ever before. Instead of investigating an abandoned house or an old cemetery, he chose something far more dangerous, spending a night alone in one of the country's most haunted forests. No friends, no backup, just him, his gear, and whatever was waiting for him in the dark. It was March 25th, 2024. The night was cold and crisp when Ian set out on his eerie adventure.
What's up, guys? Midwest Ghost Hunter here, bringing you yet another Ghost Hunting Alone video. In this video, I'm going to be investigating two different locations. The first is a haunted bridge, known as the Red Bridge. It is said to be haunted by a woman who drove her car off of the bridge and was killed. The second location I'm going to be investigating is called the Man Mound Park. It memorializes a giant Native American burial mound that dates somewhere back between 800 and 1200 AD.
Logging on with his viewers, Ian laid out his plan and gave a quick history of each location. Then, with his camera recording, he climbed into his car and began the long drive. His destination, the infamous Red Bridge, a place surrounded by unsettling folklore. Locals spoke of shadowy figures, strange sounds, and the restless spirit of a woman said to be trapped there forever.
There she is, the Red Bridge. I think this is actually my first haunted bridge video on this channel. I'm intrigued to see if this ghost lady will come out and talk to me.
After driving for nearly an hour and a half, he finally arrived. His first concern was making sure he was completely alone. Carefully, he searched the area to ensure no one else was around.
Just a bunch of rocks and the other side of the bridge. So I'm kind of wondering where this crash would have taken place. I'd imagine they would have had to have driven off somewhere over here, kind of to the side of the bridge, or maybe even over there on that side. I'm gonna make my way back up and do some thermal.
Satisfied that the place was empty, Ian started to make his way back up, preparing to use his thermal camera to begin the investigation. With no sign of anyone else around, Ian decided it was time to begin his investigation. Holding his ghost hunting gear, he started sweeping the area, scanning for any sign of paranormal activity. That's when things suddenly took a disturbing turn.
Ma'am, could you show yourself on this bridge? Oh, whoa. What the? Well, that bridge just moved. I might be going crazy, but I saw that branch over there start swaying back and forth. I know it's windy, but it isn't that windy. Okay, I gotta check this out.
A cold shiver ran up his spine, his breathing grew shallow, and the hairs on the back of his neck stood straight up. The overwhelming feeling told him he wasn't alone. But instead of retreating, Ian did what most people would never dare. He walked toward the tree to see if he could make direct contact.
It was this one, right here. That thing was just moving like crazy. I mean, it's one thing if like all of the brush was moving, but it was just that single one, isolated. How do you explain that? If you're a spirit and you just moved this tree here, could you move it again? No way! It just moved! I gotta look at this. This thing just moved again, on command. And look at this. For all the skeptics out there, there is no fishing line, nothing. Uncut video.
The realization hit him. He had just made direct contact with something powerful. A chilling force surrounded him, sending another wave of goosebumps across his skin. His instincts screamed he was not alone. Determined to capture proof, he grabbed his camera and began snapping pictures, hoping to catch whatever was hiding in the darkness.
Whoa, I think I got something in that one. I caught another one. Whoa, there's a freaking mist right over here. And it's gone now. It's completely gone. Whoa. Holy moly, it was just right over here. And now it's completely gone. Who's over here? Could you tell me your name? I'm getting like a tingly feeling in my whole body. Whoa! I just heard a woman's voice. I couldn't tell what she said, but it sounded like it came from, like, under the bridge.
Ian couldn't make out what the voice said, but it sounded like it came from underneath the bridge. Terrified by the strange and unexplainable events happening around him, he tried to calm himself down. There has to be a logical explanation for this, right? Desperate for answers, he decided to climb down and check beneath the bridge, thinking maybe someone was hiding there.
To get as far down here as I can. Hello? Oh my god, this is so freaking nuts. I'm literally hearing her voice echoing from down here.
It seemed as if Ian had truly made contact with something unseen, something powerful. Let's enhance the audio so you can hear it better, he told his viewers. And sure enough, the recording picked up a voice. Not just any voice, but the voice of a woman. The question was, where was it coming from? Determined to find out, Ian grabbed his spirit box, a tool ghost hunters use to communicate with spirits. What happened next pushed the night into even darker territory.
Whoa! Dude, I just see like a figure over there. It literally looked like somebody walking over there. But there's nobody over there. Bridge! She just said bridge. I gotta get a good look over there. Hello, is somebody over there? Oh! Oh! Holy shit! That was loud. Oh god. There's nobody out here. I'm the only one here. Where could that noise? What could have caused it? Hello? What the fuck? It's like wet spots on the bridge. I do not remember those being there. And what's terrifying is that this is where I saw that figure walking. Hello? I can hear you clanging around over there. Oh, what the oh my god! Oh my god! Okay, I'm freaked out. I'm freaked out. My booster light is dying. I'm on my last set of batteries. I think I had enough of this place. What the fuck was that? She literally splashed in the water. Yeah, that's it. I'm good. I'm good.
That was his breaking point. Shaken to his core, Ian knew he couldn't take any more. The number of unexplainable events was overwhelming. He packed up and left the bridge, deciding to move on to the next haunted location, hoping it would help him calm down. But fate had other plans.
All right. Here we are. Jeez, that was creepy. I don't know what kind of animal that is. Sounds animalistic, whatever that was. See all the different plaques here they got. That's a map of different effigy mounds around Wisconsin. And then this is what the mound looks like right here. That's just right up ahead.
Ian wasn't the type to back down easily. He had come here for answers, and he wasn't leaving without them. Taking a deep breath, he pushed forward, venturing deeper into the woods, determined to find the source of the noises. He tried to rationalize what was happening.
Just to make note, there is a farm right next to here. So if you hear mooing or other animal sounds, that is where that's coming from. That was a bit different. What the hell was that? Okay, that came from over here. That sounds almost like whistling. I mean, it could be coming from the wind, but I don't know. It sounds strange.
With his night vision camera in hand, Ian carefully scanned the area. The forest stretched out before him, silent, still, unmoving. Then the silence broke. Strange noises pierced the stillness, sharp and unnatural. His pulse quickened as he stood frozen, eyes darting around, searching for the source.
Oh my God. It's getting louder. Hello? That's a donkey. Didn't think I'd be communicating with one of those. That's so strange. What could that sound be? I'm not really hearing it anymore either. So if I hear those whistling sounds now, I'll know that that wasn't the wind. But as of now, I think it's kind of up in the air. Okay, I'm pretty sure I just heard voices.
Cautiously, Ian ventured deeper into the forest. The further he walked, the louder the noises grew. At first, just faint whistling, an eerie tune carried by the wind. Then, whispers, low murmurs that seemed to echo from every direction. But who would be out here at 3 a.m? It didn't make sense. Keeping his guard up, Ian scanned the area, his breath shallow. That's when he saw it.
Whoa! What the hell was that? That was a glowing anomaly. It just appeared and disappeared.
A glowing anomaly flickered in the distance, appearing and vanishing between the trees. It wasn't like a flashlight. It was too dim, too erratic. Slowly drifting through the forest, it seemed unnatural. Was it supernatural, or was someone out there lurking, watching him?
Who's over there? I see you. Oh, I just heard that. That was a fully vocalized voice, and he literally just responded to me. Holy moly, that gave me such chills. That was freaking wild. It's like he rose up from the ground and spoke to me.
Trying to hold himself together, Ian moved to the other side of the open clearing, hoping to put some distance between himself and whatever was out there. But the noises grew louder, surrounding him, following his every move.
There's that whistling. I heard a whistle. Again. Okay, so I wasn't going crazy earlier. That just came from these woods. I'm gonna try whistling back, see what happens. Oh God, oh God. Yeah, I kinda knew better. I was warned against whistling in the woods. I heard it was bad juju. Do I dare investigate it? Here goes.
Despite the unease clawing at his chest, Ian steadied himself and prepared for whatever came next. Ian wasn't the type to back down easily. He had come here for answers, and he wasn't leaving without them. Taking a deep breath, he pushed forward, venturing deeper into the woods, determined to find the source of the noises. He tried to rationalize what was happening. Maybe it was just someone out there messing with him, but deep down, he knew better. The air felt heavy, charged with something unnatural. Something wasn't right.
Oh gosh. I have a bad feeling about doing this. Oh God. What the hell? Those sounded like footsteps. That was coming from over this way. Is there somebody over here? Oh God. This area is completely fenced off. But this is where I heard it. It was in here. Hello? Oh my God, it literally sounds like somebody walking over there. I can literally hear him in the grass. Those were straight up footsteps over there.
Then the sounds grew louder. Footsteps, clear, heavy, and close. They weren't his, and they weren't distant. They were all around him. Something unseen was circling him, staying just beyond the reach of his night vision camera. His breath hitched as he spun in every direction, scanning frantically. But no matter where he looked, there was no one. "Let's enhance the audio so you can hear it," he whispered.
What the hell is that? It was another freaking glow. I just saw it. I just saw it again. Holy crap, that was just like the one from before. It was right over here. I just seen it. Hello? Oh, wait, shh. Listen. I am utterly speechless right now. Those were some of the clearest footsteps I've ever heard.
It was undeniable now. There were no people out here. The footsteps, the whispers, the eerie glowing light, none of it was natural. It had to be something paranormal. Determined to get solid proof, Ian reached into his pocket and pulled out his spirit box, the tool ghost hunters use to try to speak with spirits.
What was the whistling I heard? What? Oh God, no. No. I do not like that. I don't know if I'm going crazy, but I sound like it said Wendigo. Did you just say what I think you just said?
What if that's what I've been talking to? On the spirit box. What if I'm talking to a... You know what? I'm shutting this off. Okay, I think I'm done with this. I might continue investigating, but I don't want to explore anything to do with that, so I'm staying away from the woods. I'm just going to stick to the mound.
But the moment the word Wendigo crackled through his spirit box, a cold dread washed over him like a suffocating weight. Wendigos are not ordinary spirits. According to Algonquian folklore, they are cannibalistic entities driven by endless hunger and pure malice. Legends warn that even seeing one is a sign of impending death, a dark omen that something terrible is about to happen. Standing there alone in the middle of those cursed woods, Ian knew he couldn't risk pushing his luck any further. He immediately ended his investigation. Whatever he had contacted, it was too powerful, too dark. This wasn't something to play with. Needing space to clear his mind, Ian headed toward a nearby mound, hoping that creating distance from the site would ease the fear tightening in his chest. But just as he reached the top of the hill, something happened that made his blood run cold.
What the? Holy! Something just freaking ran right in front of me. Oh God, I nearly pissed myself. I kind of feel like I'm agitating the spirits right now. I don't think it's a good idea for me to stay much longer. Okay, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm out of here. I'm out of here. Oh, God.
Terrified, Ian finally reached his breaking point. His body moved before his mind could even process what was happening. He sprinted out of the forest as fast as he could. Whatever lurked in those woods, he wanted nothing to do with it anymore. The drive home was eerily silent. No music, no distractions, just the dark stretch of road ahead of him and the thoughts racing through his mind. The night's events replayed over and over again, each memory more disturbing than the last. From the red bridge to the haunted mound, it was undeniable now. No human could have orchestrated what he had experienced. This was something paranormal. By the time Ian finally made it home, exhaustion weighed heavily on him, but his mind refused to rest. Crawling into bed, he stared up at the ceiling, haunted by the memories of the night. No matter how much he tried to reason it away, the evidence was overwhelming. This investigation would stay with him forever, and as you're about to see, his next encounter would be even more unforgettable. This is Dan, an adventurer, thrill seeker, and the creator of Cursed Urban, a YouTube channel focused on exploring some of the eeriest and most unsettling places in the United States. From abandoned asylums to haunted forests, Dan has a reputation for going where most people wouldn't dare. In this video, he sets out on a solo camping trip deep inside a forest with a frightening reputation. Over the years, stories of strange creatures like skinwalkers and restless spirits have surrounded these woods. Many even believe the activity is tied to dark cult rituals that allegedly took place here in the 1980s. The mix of supernatural legends and disturbing history makes the forest irresistible for Dan to investigate. It's January 10th, 2025. Despite the freezing winter air, Dan is eager for his overnight stay. He arrives just as the sun disappears and quickly sets up camp, choosing a portable propane heater to stay warm instead of struggling to build a fire in the snow.
All right, guys, we are settled in the tent. Very settled, very warm. Been running my propane heater for a bit, and I would say actually I'm cooking. I'm cooking. So yeah, here we are for the evening. Hope that's all right with you guys.
With his campsite secure and the heater giving off steady warmth, Dan is ready to start his investigation. He begins with a spirit talker, a device meant to capture paranormal communication. The mood at first feels calm, and Dan remains optimistic.
Or another creature called the Mimic. Do you know if the
Walk forward.
Walk forward. I'm not leaving my tent. I can't walk. I cannot walk forward currently. It is not possible. After, okay. All right, I'm going to end this session with you right now. If you'd like to speak with me in a little bit, maybe we can try something else that might be a little bit easier, or that you might like more to communicate with. Dude, that was like a bust. That was like a bust. We got nothing on Spirit Talker. Usually it's quiet during the day and very active at night. But, like, it sounded like something was right by my tent. Keep in mind, like, it's not unusual to have, like, wildlife and stuff out here. But still.
We got nothing on the Spirit Talker. Usually it's quiet during the day and picks up at night. Just as he begins to move on, a sound makes him stop cold. Snap! A loud branch breaking outside his tent cuts through the silence. Startled, Dan listens carefully but hears nothing more, only the stillness of the forest. He tries to brush it off.
And, take it from there.
Dan tries to make sense of what's happening, but when he points his flashlight into the darkness, nothing is there. The silence feels heavy and a knot of unease settles in his chest. He can't shake the thought that maybe this isn't just wildlife. Maybe it's something else, a strange creature, or even one of the restless spirits tied to the forest's dark past.
What the is holy sound? I've never heard anything like that before. What was that noise? Was that even an animal? What was that? I'm trying to think what that could be. Like, we don't have animals here that make that type of noise.
Trying to keep calm, Dan gives the spirit talker another chance. That's when it happens. A chilling, distant howl rolls through the forest, echoing against the trees. The sound is eerie, unnatural, and it instantly breaks the stillness of the cold night. Dan freezes, startled and unsure what to believe. For a moment, he wonders if staying out here was a mistake. It doesn't feel safe anymore. But after wrestling with his thoughts, he steadies himself. It's already late, and leaving now doesn't seem practical. With shaky determination, he decides to stick to his plan.
So I'm going to calm down, because I don't know how to put it in words how I'm feeling right now. So I'm going to calm down. I'm going to answer some texts, then you get back to some snaps. Then we'll go to bed. So, I have listened, and I agree. Don't get me wrong. I agree with you. And I haven't been against this idea ever, just to make that perfectly clear. But I'm very happy I've done this. Everybody says, Dan, make sure you bring a means to protect yourself with. So I made sure to do that tonight, just in case.
Still uneasy but determined, Dan settles in for the night. The tent is warm, his protection is within reach, and to make sure he doesn't miss anything strange, he sets up a camera to record as he sleeps. For a while, the forest grows quiet again, the silence almost too heavy. Slowly, Dan drifts into a restless, uneasy sleep. But then, deep into the night, something happens. Something so unsettling it casts a shadow over the entire experience. Half asleep, he barely catches another faint, eerie howl. But it's what comes next that sends his body into full alert. Footsteps. Clear, deliberate footsteps crunching against the frozen ground outside his tent. Every nerve in his body spikes, his heart races, and Dan lies frozen, bracing himself for whatever might come next. Even though the forest grew quiet again, the uneasy feeling never left. The air felt heavy, almost pressing down on him, wrapping the woods in an eerie, suffocating tension. Sleep was impossible. Every shifting shadow, every creak of the trees seemed louder than before, feeding Dan's growing fear. Time moved painfully slow, each minute stretching into what felt like hours, and the freezing winter night seemed like it would never end. But finally, when the first pale rays of sunlight broke through the treetops, relief washed over him like a wave. The darkness was gone, but the memory of what he had heard still clung to him, chilling him more than the cold ever could. Wasting no time, Dan quickly packed up his gear and broke down his camp. His only thought was to leave the forest behind. As he stepped out of the trees and back into the light of day, he couldn't shake it. The haunting reminder of the danger that lurked out there in the night, watching, waiting, and never truly gone.